Now, at least 3 people are reported to have been killed when the Egyptian army opened fire on supporters of the deposed President Mohamed Morsi. The protesters were marching on a military base where the ousted leader was believed to be held. Gunshots could be heard as the protesters shouted in anger. Well, Egyptian state television is reporting that the interim leader Adli Mansour has dissolved the Islamist-dominated upper house of Parliament and appointed a new head of intelligence. Let's speak now to the journalist and specialist on Middle East affairs, Nabila Ramdani. Nabila, obviously a developing situation, particularly with the alleged death this afternoon of 3 members of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Well, yes, absolutely, and a very volatile and chaotic situation indeed. But it has to be said that the removal, the military coup, effectively removing a democratically elected president and the first civilian president of Egypt, was always going to trigger anger and indeed lead pro-Morsi supporters to demonstrate en masse, as they have been doing today, especially on Friday, following Friday prayers. They're effectively demanding the reinstatement of their president, of the president of Egypt, and they feel that they've been robbed effectively of their democratic rights, and that these rights have been abrogated, whatever the failures of Morsi might have been. So inevitably, more clashes, more chaos, and potentially more bloodshed.
Are we at actual risk here of civil war?
Well, absolutely, because the situation unfolding in Egypt at the moment is not only pitting the military forces against pro-Morsi supporters, but it also involved clashes with pro and anti-Morsi supporters, which led to people being injured and gunshots being used. There are also reports about Islamists attempting to storm an Orthodox church in Upper Egypt as well. So, a lot going on. And dare I say, we're already seeing a very dangerous scenario of religious insurgents fighting the military, which has been played out in the Sinai area this morning, and indeed around the Suez Canal area as well. So already you have all the ramifications, the possible ramification of a regional conflict.
The authorities are going to be very careful now, or have to be very careful, won't they, about how they deal with this? Well,
absolutely, but I think the army has already sent all the wrong signals. Effectively, they are exploiting the situation of chaos in an attempt to impose their own rule. And it has to be said that the army has effectively been in charge of Egypt since 1952, when a coup was organized by 3 officers, and it has been ruling behind the scenes all along. And so it comes as no surprise as far as, the history of Egypt and its issue with the military is concerned. But of course, an awful lot of people will now be disappointed as they saw the army as the savior, and it turns out that they're unable to fulfill their duty of protecting their citizens.
Don't want to get ahead of the game because, we're obviously not in a state of civil war yet, but presumably if there was a bigger conflict there, it could draw other neighbouring countries in too.
Well, you're absolutely right, Mary, and this is precisely why the military has already sealed its borders. It fundamentally fears foreign fighters coming into Egypt, effectively trying to win back the Muslim Brotherhood's mandate, and the fighters effectively coming from unsavory characters from volatile parts of the Middle East and North Africa. And we've already seen clashes this morning led by jihadis in parts of Egypt. So a very worrying scenario ahead.
OK, Nabila, thanks very much indeed for your analysis. It's Nabila Ramdani.